You are known as the woman who sing "Mana Come Back," Big Bumper, all kinds of stuff. Now, your newest thing, and let me just say this. I've noticed that whenever women say that they're going to be celibate, I got a bunch of inboxes. She can't find a man. Shit, this. Women, all kinds of things, right? Now, if a man posts, I'm going to be celibate, everybody celebrates that. How is the reaction now that you're saying that I am celibate?
I mean, people don't believe. Some people don't believe.
Okay.
Some people are like, okay, let me break the celibacy for you. I can be that person and so on and so forth. So my DMs are always like crazy or whatever.
I'm sure.
I mean, it's not. What is that? The problem?
Yes.
So that's not the issue at all, because especially during Corona, like everybody that wanted somebody to be on lockdown with, I'm sure it could have happened. But usually for me, especially when I come out of a relationship, and this is not the first time I'm doing celibacy. Like I like to take a break.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I like to do some introspection and look into things, because a lot of times, especially we as women, we date some shitty men.
Listen, talk truth.
You know what I mean? But because the sex is so awesome, clothes, your judgment, everything.
I'm reminiscing as you talk.
So a lot of the times we just need to get in tune with ourselves, and especially within Corona and the whole lockdown and quarantine, like I have to deal with a lot of things mentally.
Okay.
Because there was nothing else to do, and I like the fact that I could literally sit and say, okay, Tifa, you are wrong for doing this. You are right for doing this. Not only just with relationships and sex alone, but overall.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because I find that me as a Sagittarius, I don't deal with things.
Hold on, stop. Hold on. You're a Sagittarius?
Yes, ma'am.
So am I.
You know what? When I deal with things, we'll vex now, and they will get over it. Like, we're like, okay. A minute later, we're like, fine.
You know, most people don't understand that. Most people stay upset at us for months and years, and the next 2 minutes we're like, whatever, next.
Okay, cool. What's next? Exactly.
Now,
I have to
go ahead.
Deal in the quarantine, you know what I mean? And I feel like especially not having that sex and emotions and whatever, like I just got to just get to a place where I got back to TIFA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, people have this thing about celibacy because there's a difference between celibacy and abstinence, right? Give me your definition of celibacy.
I mean, is there really a difference?
For some people, because some people are saying that with celibacy, you can still do other things, but there's no penetration.
Oh, they must take it scientific science. If you say, okay, then I'm going to abstain from sex, you have to break down which act of sex.
Right.
Are you going to abstain from having sex with another human being, or having sex with yourself as a human being?
Right.
You know what I mean? But basically, with abstinence comes the action of celibacy.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Now,
but I do have sex with myself. For those who want to know, I'm not like a total robot.
Okay.
I do have feelings.
So you said there's the masturbation part of it that you do?
Yeah, I mean, I'm human.
Okay. So when you get that urge, when you get that urge to masturbate, do you try to talk yourself out of it? Like, I'm not supposed to be doing this, but you do it anyway?
No, I don't. I honestly don't. Like, if I need to, I need to. But it's not something that I get up every day and do. I have periods where I'm completely shut down out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know, sometimes you come into a relationship, you're heartbroken, it's like you're just numb.
Yes.
You don't feel, whatever. You know what I mean? But sometimes, like, no, I mean, I'm human. This is not to say, okay, I'm celibate now. This is not to say I don't want sex. Like, I really want to just bust it wide open, but I want it to be the right situation and the right person.
Okay. Now, how long have you been celibate now?
All right, so the 29th would make 1 year, 6 months.
29th of this month?
Yeah.
1 year and 6 months? Okay. So was it a breakup that made you say, you know what, let me start talking to God a little bit to change the type of dudes that I'm attracting?
It's not just me. I am a very yes, I'm sorry also.
Yes.
We're very picky people.
Yeah.
We are very intricate in choosing our partner. When I talk to anybody, because
yes.
The person shoelace can tie around and it turns up.
Talk
you know what I mean? So,
or you eat the wrong way and it's like, ew.
Exactly.
You can't spell. Like what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I find especially in my adult life, I like to take the time to get to know people.
Okay.
And not only that, but it's hard. I don't know for the rest of the females, but it's hard because you don't know who wants TIFA versus TIFA. You know what I mean? You don't know who wants you to say, okay, I had her. This is just another notch under my belt, as opposed to getting to know her. You don't know people's motives, because a lot of people are close chasers.
Yes.
Especially in this whole Instagram, social media world. So it's a little bit different. I'm very picky because you know when you get ignorant and mad,
it's a wrap. Somebody got to bleed.
I just took the time. I mean, I moved. I relocated. I'm based in America now, so I relocated.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So, you know what I mean? I just took the time to enjoy being in a new place, reconnecting with myself. And we're ready now. I mean, there are people out there that, you know, I date or see or whatever, but I'm ready now. I think I'm ready now. So don't be too surprised if you hear soon. There's no
that you're in a relationship.
Maybe.
Yeah, because I was having a conversation with a couple of my friends and I was telling them basically like, I find that I sometimes drive a relationship by sex. So I've stopped doing that because it's like, you're going to come to me and you're just going to get me, but I'm not going to get to know you. And then if I start to get to know you and then 2 weeks in I'm talking to you and getting to know you, I could decide, well, I don't like you no more. And then I haven't slept with you.
Exactly.
So I understand.
Not only that, but I find as Caribbean people, we don't date. We don't start dating. You know what I mean? We need to start to this. Of course, I'm going to say, like, yeah, we're going to stay with Mandela. He connect this week. We need to date.
Yeah.
We as Caribbean people need to date. We don't. As soon as we meet somebody or we start texting the person, we're going to have dinner or we're going to have one party, go wind up for one day, and they don't have sex. All of a sudden, you hear, the animal talk, we're in a change, and then 3 months down the line, we start to forget how it's training, some girl that drama keep, and
change your number or something.
Exactly, because we don't get to know people, and I said it's crazy because especially Caribbean men, they do this, even though sex is involved, they might have 6 different women, and then
at the same time.
Exactly, that's here, and they're feeling them out, and then one day they say, oh my God, I'm married, this is the love of my life. And you're like, but where she come from? Who would ever know about she? You know what I mean? When he was dating
the whole time.
5 years. Exactly, and decided that, okay, she's the one I want. We need to date and get to know people.
But when I tell guys that, they tell me like, oh, women shouldn't date a bunch of different dudes. And I'm like, why not? Y'all do it. No, dating somebody doesn't mean that you're sleeping with everybody. You're getting to know people. To figure out where you want to be.
You will pick up on a lot of things if you just get to know people. And again, as I said, sex a lot of the time closes the judgment because probably the person is a terrible person. But because it's sex sweet, you're like, oh my God, I want to see him again. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Oh my God, I want to feel this feeling again.
I'm telling you, I'm reminiscing as you talk.
Sometimes nothing wrong, hold back, you know what I mean? Woman are so, you know what I mean? Nothing wrong when we hold back. Nothing wrong. And a lot of the times they respect you more. You know what I mean? Especially if they hold back and they be sweet them.
How long do you suggest holding back as a woman? How long do you suggest holding back? Like Steve Harvey said that 90 days, but what's your suggestion?
There is no, because sometimes it's weird because some people can sleep with a man for the first night and then it's perfect. But not everybody is as lucky. I would just say, just take the time for another person, have some deep conversations with them. Like, if it even comes to the test, do a background check. Because that's the type of world we live in. You know what I mean? That is the type of world that we're living in. Do a background check, find out about you. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the times we see the signs. We do see the signs, but we choose to ignore them because it makes us feel something.
Yeah.
I use the sex suit. Oh my God, that head is so bomb. I don't want to feel in there again. You know the money that she does.
I tell people all the time, everybody that I date, I tell them, listen here, I do background checks on people. I do it because I have to protect myself and a child that I have. I do background checks. Whatever I find, I'm going to tell you I find it. But just know I'm running your name and date of birth in somebody's system.
I don't blame you at all.
Now for you, what have you learned about yourself that you haven't been connecting with another human being? What has TIFA learned about herself?
Acceptance, accepting responsibility for a lot of things. And as I say, sometimes we are Sagittarius, we can be really hot-headed. And sometimes when we're ignorant, we react. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe we're not wrong in our reaction, but in our reaction, we could have taken a different approach.
Okay.
And I'm just learning to not like go off.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Or to try and take a more subtle approach to things. Because maybe you weren't wrong about the man being an asshole. You know what I mean? But probably all you deal with him escalating the situation.
Right.
You probably just take a little less aggressive approach.
Okay. And that has helped you to, like, I think they say that oftentimes I look at myself and I say, like, and what are these type of men that I'm attracting? Like, what is it about me that I'm attracting these types of dudes? Do you find that because you've been celibate that your outlook on the type of man that you want is currently different?
I mean, yeah, as I said, I got a lot of time to think. So I know what I want now, and I'm not about to settle for the things that I don't want.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And we know exactly what I want. And, you know, as I said, we know the signs. We see the signs. It's just that sometimes we decide to ignore them because we're lonely or because we have a habit also of using one relationship to get over the next relationship. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you don't want to feel, but I know what I want now.
But isn't that what they tell us? Like, in order to get over one man, just jump on the next one?
Well, you don't, because you still have those unresolved issues, and a lot of the times you bring that hurt over into, you might not feel like you're bringing the hurt or the trust issues over into the new relationship, but you do.
Okay. Now, if a guy approaches you like right now and says, you know, TIFA, I want to be in a relationship with you, what is your stance? And if you say to him, listen, I'm still in my celibate state, and he's like, I can't deal with that, what's your reaction?
Well, you can't go out by your business, sir. You have to prove, listen, my vagina has been marinating for a long time.
Listen.
You have to prove to me that you're worthy to get it. I know what I can bring to the table. I know you're going to enjoy it. I know we're going to have fun. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not just going to up because they say, oh, you want a relationship. Suppose you're running game on me.
Right. Just
to
get you. Because that's, you know, the craziest thing that you said there earlier, because that's one of my fears that I have. That's a solid fear that I have in regards to dating. Like, do you really want me, or you just want to say I had her?
Exactly.
So that's something I'm working with myself to try to figure out how to just work around it. Do you have any suggestions for me? Like, how do I work around that part of it?
Just to get to know people.
Okay.
Talk to people. Ask the questions that the burning questions that you really want to ask them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Watch the movement. Watch if when you call him, if you only can answer at a certain time, or if you click the call and text you back. You see the signs.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The signs are there. Watch the movement. Watch the little things them window. Watch if them polite with them. I'm still into your opening doors and whatever. Mm-hmm. Watch the little things. Watch how he talk about his mom, or you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Or how he's dealing with his kids. Like, you really and truly see the signs.
Okay.
Ask the questions. Ask the questions you want to know.
Okay. I can take that advice. Now, is there any downsides to you being celibate?
Other than me being horny?
No, that's it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So whoever that next man